So hello everyone, today's LeetCode question is 2187 minimum time to complete trips. So you are given an array time where times of I denotes the time taken by ith bus to complete one trip. Each bus can make multiple trips successively. That is, the next trip can start immediately after completing the current trip. Also, each bus operate independently. That is, the trips of one bus do not influence the trips of other bus. And you are also given an integer total trips, which denote the number of trips all buses should make in total. Return the minimum time required for all buses to complete at least total trips. So what they are given is the time array, which is the time required by ith bus to complete a trip, and we have to find the minimum time required to complete the total trips. So we have to complete at least total trips, and to do this we can just iterate over the time, like from 1 then 2 then 3, and check how many buses can travel or complete their trip at that particular moment of time. But you may think that it's not a great solution because the time can range anywhere in between 1 to at max, as per my views on this question or my analysis on this question, they can range from 1 till 1e10, that is 10 raised to 10. So the number will be so huge. And if you are comparing the times array, then as you can see in the constraints given is that it's 10 raised to 5, then you must be doing 10 raised to 10 multiplied by 10 raised to 5, so it would be exponential, and the time complexity will not allow you to do this. So as per the given constraints, you can do this question in O of n log n, O of log n, and O of n, anything less than O of n log n. So what we are doing is we are doing this question in O of n log n using binary search, and it's the best technique to use binary search because you can't just go below n log n, and going above n log n, that is n square time complexity, will make you fail in this question. So how we are going to code this? It's easy. Keep in mind, just keep every variable as long because the range can go till long, so you have to take care of that. The start will be equal to 1 and long my end. So what should be my end? If you look at this question carefully, you can see that we can just go from 1, 2 or 3. There are trips like this. So if I can just write this in comment that we have these trips, then you can clearly see that at the instance 1 in the time, let's say t, so at the instance 1, the 1 can complete one trip, 2 can complete 0 trip, 3 can complete 0 trip. At instance 2 in time, 1 can complete 2 trips, 2 can complete 1 trip, and 3 can complete 0 trip. And at instance 3 in time, 1 can complete 3 trips, 2 can complete 1 trip, and 3 can complete 1 trip. So as you can see, the trips are increasing as per the divisibility of the number. Okay, so 1 is divisible by 1 itself, so it's increasing. 1 is not divisible by 2 and 3, so it's 0. 2 is divisible by 1, yes. 2 is divisible by 2, yes. 2 is not divisible by 3, therefore 0. So we are just taking the floor number of the divisibility, the double divisible, the double value that we get after dividing a number. So after doing that, we can just go ahead and think about what could be the end value. So if you could just think about this problem and keep in mind that we can't take the one the bus completing trip in 1 second and bus completing trip in 2 seconds. So what options do we have? If you think carefully about this, then you can see that for first second nothing, for second nothing, for third second I can complete one trip. Similarly, if I can just clone this thing, paste it here, and again clone this thing and paste it here, and just write the seconds like this, then you can clearly say that at third second, if we have the bus only taking a trip of 3 seconds, then it will be 1, here it will be 2, here it will be 3, and so on. So it will be just the divisibility of 3. The number or the instance of time which is divisible by 3 will only let us complete a trip. So we can say that At max we will need 3 into the value that we want to achieve. So suppose in this question we are thinking about achieving a value. Suppose here I have 10 now, and after 10 there will be 0, and similarly this will be 11, this will be 12, this will be 13, this will be 14, this will be 15. So at 9 I have 3 trips done, at 12 I'll have 4 trips done, and at 15 I'll have 5 trips done. So as you can see, we are asked to do 5 trips. The total trips was equal to 5, and we were having a number 3, or the bus can who can complete a trip in 3 seconds, then it will be 5 into 3 and 15. This is the maximum value that we can have. So therefore it will be nothing but max value, max element of time dot begin and time dot end, and it will be multiplied by total trips. But this will return an integer, this will also return an integer, so we have to convert it to a long, so therefore 1ll multiplied by, and this will do its work. Now we want to just traverse over the time in binary search, not the time array, the original time, the instance of time. So I'll traverse till start is less than end, and I'll tell you why I'm not using less than equal to, and we have to return something which we will discuss later. But before that, let's write a function. The function to calculate the trips that we can do at particular instance of time, and it will return long. It will be a small function, so let's make it in line, and I'll call it get trips, which will be taking the time and the times array that we have. Okay, a times array, and I'll declare a variable called as long trips, which will be equal to 0, and I'll return trips. And now I'll loop over the trips, I'll loop over the times taken by the vehicle, which is t times, and I'll add trips plus equal to, as we have discussed, it is just a divisibility, so it will be the current event time divided by time taken by bus. So now we have our trips, and we can return those trips outside. So what we have to do later is just check for the mid element, and as we all know, the mid is nothing but start plus end by 2, or you can just do something like this, or you can also do something like this, start plus end minus start by 2. It's your choice. Now I'll just make a variable long trips, which will be equal to this function get trips, and I have to pass the mid, which is the current time that we are checking, and total trips, not total trips. I have to pass the time array, and now I'll check if the trips that I'm doing are lesser than total trips. If the trips that I'm doing are just less than total trips, it means that I have to increase my trips, and to increase my trips I have to increase the time also. So therefore start will be equal to mid plus 1. Else, if I am doing the trips which are greater than or equal to the limit, then I'll just do end equal to mid minus 1. But this is wrong. We don't have to do mid minus 1, because it is guaranteed that if we are doing more trips, then the current time will be the more or maximum than the permissible time. But it could be the case that it's the time that we want, and the time lesser than it won't satisfy our condition. So therefore I'll just do it mid, end equal to mid, and as I have done this end equal to mid and start equal to mid plus 1, the conflict will be there if I just make start less than equal to end. Therefore I am just making it start less than end, and I can return anyone among start and end. So let's return start, because we always want to stay on the positive side. and let's submit it. I hope this code will work, and it should work. Let's see. It's O of n, that is the length of the time array, multiplied by log n, which is the time complexity of binary search. And the mistake is just here, it must be long long, as I'm passing a long from here and I'm converting it to integer, so it's giving me error. Let's see. It's unknown network error. It's the bug that LeetCode has. It's O of n log n solution, and the space complexity is there's no space complexity. Yeah, it's the normal solution with just time complexity. We are not using any space. Let's see. It must be working. Yeah, it's working. Let's submit it. You may be asking why I have 6 test cases. So I have some test cases that I have formed on myself for this question. So as you can see, the code is working. I hope you understood the solution. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like the video, share the video with all your friends who are stuck up in this problem, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.